This economic downturn has had its effect on most of us, but we manage. Our true friends have not deserted us, and we have become very creative in handling daily living, especially in the area of food and food preparation. Having said that, let me say right away that social labels notwithstanding, I love macaroni and cheese, just as I really enjoy peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with ice cold milk. Anyway, back to M&C. This is my easy and inexpensive way to make a family favorite. Okay, first things first. I happen to like macaroni, so the first thing we need is, of course, macaroni, and then, of course, cheese. I like extra sharp cheddar cheese. Next on the list is the all-important evaporated milk. Of course, I sometimes add a little real milk to this. Then there are the other options to personalize your macaroni and cheese, options such as breadcrumbs and bacon and extra cheese. But first, let's boil some water because we're going to add some noodles. Okay, first things first, you'll want to add salt according to your taste. You'll also want to follow the instructions on the box, plus or minus 1 or 2 minutes, depending on how firm you want your noodles to be. That is very important. Make sure you have enough water to cook the noodles. Stir well, of course, at first, and once it starts to boil, you'll want to stir again and stir well. Now is also a very good time to set your timer and also to turn on your oven. In my case, of course, 350 degrees, and I'm preheating my oven in preparation for the macaroni and cheese. You might have noticed that I shopped at the local supermarket, and everything for this, except for the additional little optional items, came up to $6.08. I like that. You may also have noticed that everything, the cheese and everything else, had the store brand on it. And this cheese happened to be half the price of the high price spread. This, of course, is leftover. I happen to like ground mustard in my macaroni and cheese, so I will put a teaspoon inside the blender once I get the cheese inside the blender. Once that is done, of course, it's just a matter of adding the evaporated milk to the blender. If I don't have enough milk, I will cheat. I don't mind telling you. I will add regular milk to it, and once that is done, of course, I get the process going. Besides, the idea is to come out with it tasting good. This is a good time to be creative and add all the things that you enjoy in your macaroni and cheese. Then, of course, it's all a matter of getting it all blended together, because eventually it's all going to be baked and it's going to turn out wonderful. That's my prediction for your macaroni and cheese too. You might have noticed that I had 2 8-ounce packages of cheese. I used 1.5 packages of cheese in the blender, and then, of course, I shred the rest, because this is what I will use on top of my macaroni and cheese just prior to baking it. After 9 minutes of cooking the macaroni, of course, I place it in my baking dish, and then I add my blended cheese, evaporated milk, real milk, and mustard, and then I add it to the macaroni in the baking dish, stirring well, of course. By the way, one of the reasons why I shop at the local supermarket, this particular store, is because the prices are excellent. The store brand quality, the quality of the store brand products are excellent. The store is well laid out. The people are wonderful, and I enjoy shopping there. So now you know. So Once I stir everything into my baking dish, I add the shredded cheese on top, of course, just like that. Another creative part of making macaroni with cheese, of course, is the topping. On one side, I added bacon from this morning's breakfast because I like crunchy bacon, and on the other side, I added some breadcrumbs, seasoned breadcrumbs, because that's nice too. Around 30 minutes later, you ought to check it often to make sure that the top is exactly the way you like it. But around 30 minutes later, you're going to have nice, hot, warm, delicious, and absolutely magnificent macaroni and cheese for dinner. Dinner for four. Bon appetit.